Let's be honest, we don't know anything about our elected officials. They're hidden behind curated social media profiles and press releases to the point that they often seem barely human. We're here to break down those barriers and get under the hood of their real character. Our guests today are Jackie Veasy, Heather Cooper, and Pat Hansen, candidates for Township Committee. My name is Scott Salmon, and this is Politically Driven.
4 years ago, there was nobody running for District 8 Assembly on the Democrat ticket here in our area. And it was the night before the primary, and my family always reads the primary ballot before we go to elect or any
like a family event.
Yeah, we always look it over, see who's running, talk about it. Yeah. And so I opened it up. I was like, there's nobody running for Assembly or State Senate. Like, if nobody runs in the primary, then we're not going to have anybody on the ticket for the November election. And that got me all upset. So I started like a grassroots campaign to get people to write my name in at the poll, in 24 hours. But I only got I think around 70 votes of write-in, and you have to have at least you have to have at least 100.
Still, in 24 hours a week or anything like that?
It was 24 hours.
That's still pretty good.
That's pretty amazing.
So, shortly after that, the chair of the Democrat Club, because I had emailed the Democrat Club and was like, "Hey, write my name in," And so he wrote back to me and said, "I really appreciate your spirit, and I'd love to get to know you." So then I started going to the meetings and just got involved that way.
So what made you decide to get involved?
Well, I'm recently finishing my MPA degree, Master's of Public Administration at Rutgers, and I've just started to have more of a passion over understanding what politics really mean and interface with the nonprofit work that I do. So as I was, learning more about governing and local politics, I had attended a few events that were like training sessions for, are you interested in running for government positions? And I met the head of the Evesham Democrats and started to talk to him, and he's like, hey, would you ever consider running for your local politics, your local government? He's like, I see you're serving on your homeowners association. So he asked me if I was interested, and I said I'd love to learn more about it and talk to him. And I think just the more I thought about the importance of my community and the choice I made to come and live in Marlton 5 years ago really just kind of fueled me, like, why not me? Why not? And I really wanted to understand what was happening in my community and what was important to people. So it was just from a relationship, just connecting with the right person that said, hey, I see you and I see what you're doing. So I do a lot of work on the state level and involved in, legislative, I'll say activities, for people with disabilities. So I do a lot of advocacy work. And so just being an advocate, I wanted to be an advocate for my local town, I think.
Do you guys come from political families? I'm sorry, Heather and Pat.
No, I do not.
No?
No.
Not political at all?
Not political at all. I have a lot of my family is Republican, a lot are Democrats, so it's kind of a half and half. And
so Thanksgiving's real fun.
Yeah, it's really a blast. It's like, okay, we agree to disagree and not discuss politics.
Yeah. Well, I want to know who has the best story of telling your family that you were running, that you want to run for office. Any of you have like a really good story about telling them?
Well, I don't have a great story, but it's really funny because I say we talked about the primary ballots. My family's never wanted to super get involved, so I came home and I was like, I'm gonna run for mayor, and my mom was like, really? Okay, and they're like, okay. It was just like so funny, like we never saw that coming, but
right.
Okay, we'll support you on that. It was just really funny.
Well, Pat has recently retired, so I wonder if she has a funny story about that, about
going back to work again. Right? Like, I don't know if I want to work again. It's, so I took me a long time to decide what I really wanted to do, if I wanted to run, and they had asked me if I would like to do this, and why didn't I volunteer? I said, well, I worked for 41 years for Amtrak. I've worked part-time jobs all along that, and I said, I think I just want to, I'm not sure if I want to work again. Mm-hmm. And the more I thought about it and, complain about the roads or about the taxes, and I thought, I shouldn't complain unless I'm willing to do something about it. So that kind of made me think, maybe I could do this. And I thought, I don't know. And I think I talked to Jackie. We were sitting there one night talking. I said, I don't know if I could do this. I said, I don't really have a political background. I don't know a lot that's going on. She said, well, neither do I. And I said, these other people didn't when they started either, did they?
Right.
And we were like, if they can do it, we can do it too.
Yeah. Why not us?
Yeah, exactly. Why not us?
I was born and raised in Evesham.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And what about you guys?
I moved here in '89 from Philadelphia. I'm a Bucks County resident and lived there all my life, grew up there. Moved to Northeast Philadelphia, and it was just too much traffic, too much noise, too many people.
Yeah.
Because I worked in the city also, so I decided we wanted something a little quieter. So my partner and I decided we were coming to New Jersey, and just happened to stumble upon some houses that they were building, and stopped in and looked and said, okay, this is really nice. You know, we were just far enough off 73 that it was quiet, but not far enough away that I felt like I couldn't get back to Philadelphia.
Yeah. My sister's lived here for all of her children's life, 35 years, and she's like, of all the towns you could choose, Heather, you need to choose Marlton/Evesham. So you know that's also called Marlton.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So that really drew me, and I knew there was lots of places I could live in, but it was here that I came. So that's my story. But 5 years in, and looking for many more years.
Now, I'm curious if you guys have a favorite fact or just something about the town that's like your favorite thing your favorite thing about the town.
Back when we were first founded in the 1800s, we were part of Evesham Township, which was much larger. It included parts of Mount Laurel, parts of Medford, all this area. So every little town was known by their main street, and we were known for our marl, which was used as a fertilizer. So when people would go to Marlton, Main Street Marlton, to get their fertilizer that they would use back in their areas. And so that's how we are known as Marlton, because our post office was Marlton.
Okay.
Because we were known for the marl. So it's like our nickname. And then as the rest of the towns got broken off from Evesham Township, we kept the official name of Evesham Township, but we're known as Marlton because that's our post office.
Okay.
So the marl is the main thing that's like, it's like a clay-like soil that's in this area.
Okay. If you guys are elected, you guys, what would you say each of your pet projects or pet focuses would be? Is there like a certain pothole you have to fix?
So I don't know how it can be fixed, but I'm determined to try to figure it out. Is to get the traffic on Main Street to move faster at rush hour, because I'm like, I don't know if it can be fixed, and I don't know like what the secret process is to it, but I feel like it could be looked at, because like I said, with all the people who come through Medford, they all come through Main Street, and I literally work in Marlton and live in Marlton, and it takes me so long to get home down Main Street, and it's like, well, what can I do to figure out how to fix
that's got to
this?
be the thing that has to at least be addressed. Okay.
Yes.
And most people, that is their pet peeve in the town. That's most residents' community.
So my big pet peeve is the roads. Yeah, look at me, I'm getting crazy.
The details. Yeah, you're getting excited. Yeah, like your passion. Okay.
And I want transparency, because all the years I worked and didn't have time to go to the meetings and all, and I could never figure anything out. Now I see why. Nothing is like you're able to look anything up anywhere. It's nothing. They every now and then they'll video the council meetings and all, but a lot of people don't even know that.
Sure. Yeah.
And I believe that it has to be easier for people. People work and 2 jobs, whatever, and they don't have a lot of time. They have their children and the games, and so it's got to be a way that people can just go on and say, once a week, let me look up what's going on in my township.
My passion lies within just building relationships. So right now there's a lot of tension between the school superintendent, to the school board, and the town council. And so because I have children that are going through the school system, it's important that there's a solid relationship that's amicable. And then relationships with, whether it's the fire and police department or the MUA, and that these entities are able to run and function in a way that is healthy for a town, and that there's no one entity that is dictating how they should be run, but that there's more cohesiveness. So the relationships are important for me, and that would be something I would want to focus on for sure. That would help everyone in the town. So not just benefit me because I have children, but just benefit everyone overall, because the tension of being more relaxed, people will be supported.
No, this is my church.
Oh, it's a church. Oh.
Yeah, St. Joan of Arc.
Oh, wow.
It's one very old church, very vibrant, thriving church, actually. So it's very good.
Anchor in the community.
Anchor in the communities for sure.
So you guys all know each other, at least a little bit. I want you to name your favorite thing about the others. Jackie, let's start with you. Tell me your favorite thing.
I was like, all right.
Oh, this is going to be so fun.
Okay, so for Pat,
Yeah.
I love her energy.
Mhm.
So she is like, okay, let's do it. Let's just go ahead and do it. Let's get this done. We're going to talk to these people. We're going to get this done. I just love the amount of energy that she brings to every time we're talking, to what we're going for. She's not afraid.
Mhm.
So that's my favorite thing. And then for Heather, I would say it's her passion. The fact that she's so committed to the entire process, to learning, to being a part of it, just being passionate about the people she's helping and what she wants to do in this whole journey of life. So those are my two favorite things about both of them.
For me, for Jackie, I think her personality, like she's so easygoing and nothing riles her, nothing upsets her. She just is kind of smooth and easy, and it really is very calming. And you know, when you have to go to new places and talk to out of your comfort zone, it's nice to have somebody with just that goes easy like that and can settle everything down. And for Heather, I think that Heather is such a caring person, and she explains herself so well. It amazes me. I mean, she blows me away with that.
Having known them for a short period of time, I feel like I've known them forever. So they're very open, and Pat is definitely transparent. The transparency she seeks is definitely the same that she gives out, and she's uninhibited. She'll go up and talk to people like it's nothing. I love it, and I love being that way too. So it just makes it easier. I'm like, I'm going with Pat wherever she goes, you know. And her kindness towards my children, I have appreciated and valued. I was just telling her earlier that she explains things to them and she's thoughtful. So I appreciate that about her for sure, definitely. And I love the fact that Jackie is easygoing also. That is really, like, she anchors us. She's definitely an anchor, and that she's even keeled. But I especially love that she does yoga. We both do yoga. So I also teach yoga, but I have to also be a student. And so I can be a student right beside Jackie, and we have a good time, because Jackie does everything in Marlton. She will tell you everything she does in Marlton, from her banking to where she spends her time.
Some say she's never stepped a foot outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Legend has it.
Legend has it. If I don't have to leave Marlton, I really try not
I
to.
think an alarm goes off.
I'm like, wait, you want me to go
You're not on house
someplace
arrest, right?
else? No. I just love Marlton. So everything I do is in Marlton. I work in Marlton. I live in Marlton. I do yoga in Marlton. I go to church in Marlton. Everything. It's all here. I'm like, wait, you want me to meet you in Cherry Hill?
No, pass. That's good.
Oh, she's going to be such a great mayor. She can represent the town. She loves it.
Yeah, I do love Marlton.
How did you guys decide that, Jackie, that you were going to be the one that ran for mayor? Do you guys like rock, paper, scissors it? Or? It's like, did you guys like fight? Like you're like brawl on like the.
We both said no way, and Jackie was the bravest.
Yeah, I think it was also just because I was the vice chair of the Democrat Club, so I've been involved the longest. So when it came to deciding who was going to be what, I think it was overall decided by the Democrat Club that it was going to be me as mayor and the two of them as council.
So a lot less dramatic than I had in mind.
Yeah, a lot less dramatic. Well,
We did have that little sword fight. You know?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that little thing.
Yeah, that little bit thing.
If you guys had to pick each other's spirit animals, who would it be? And you don't have to each do
This is such a
the
young
other
thing.
two. You can just pick someone to describe.
Hey, I would say Heather would definitely be an eagle.
Oh, I was going to say that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
And if I was going to pick something for Jackie, I would say it's something more like a dove, a light bird, something light and just real. That's always there. Yeah, I got a bird thing on.
I want to know something completely random about each of you that maybe only your family knows.
When I was little, my favorite person in the whole world was Elvis Presley. So I used to pretend I was Elvis.
Can you do a good impression?
Tell me now.
Oh, you got the lip. You got the lip.
And I used to just pretend I was him all the time.
No, I'm just really excited to be a part of this team because I just think we're great people. I think they're two great people. We're so individual.
Yeah. I think we work really well together. And that's what I think the township and the council, everything needs more of, is to move together and work together. It's so many times people stop and it's like people don't get along, but we can work everything out. We listen to each other, and I think that's really important.